Let me outline your life. Before and after birth, parents get paid family leave.
I mean, when I look at this, I don't see how America could possibly like this.
You have every powerful special interest and their lobbyists flooding Capitol Hill trying to defeat this legislation.
Lawmakers may still be on recess, but it is clear that the lobbyists are already hard at work.
Up to age 3, the government helps with daycare. After age 3, youngsters get free pre-K.
It's just sickening. It makes you really sick to your stomach
No,
to
but
see
I
all
think-
this awful stuff in there.
You got the companies out there who charge us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. They don't want us to lower the cost of prescription drugs.
This may be one of the biggest fights we've seen in Washington in decades.
You got the healthcare industry out there who doesn't want us to expand Medicaid.
And you, the parents, get expanded Medicare with dental, vision, and hearing paid for.
The Chamber of Commerce has been among the most vocal opponents of the bill, but it is certainly not alone.
You got the fossil fuel industry out there.
The Business Roundtable, led by the CEO of Walmart, is against it.
And you got the billionaire class out there who is going to do everything that they possibly can to make sure they don't start paying their fair share of taxes.
The Rate Coalition, which includes Lockheed Martin, Verizon, and Disney, is focused on fighting changes to the corporate tax rate in particular.
But if we stand together, we're going to beat those special interests and deliver for the working class of this country.
This package adds nothing to the debt. Nothing to the debt. It is fully paid for by raising taxes on wealthy people. We've had people become billionaires during, they should pay their fair share of taxes.
My Republican colleagues are busy telling everybody Bernie Sanders and the Democrats are going to raise taxes. You're right. We're going to raise them on the richest people in this country who start paying their fair share of taxes.
If we raise taxes on the big corporations who aren't paying, raise taxes on people using international loopholes, raise taxes on the wealthy who are not paying their fair share, we can pay for every one of those investments in the package without a penny of taxes on people making under $400,000 a year.
As President Biden made absolutely clear, under this legislation, no family in America making less than $400,000 a year will pay a nickel more in federal taxes.
We've had 55 big corporations pay nothing in taxes, though they have record profits.
We're going to end the obscenity of some of these corporations not paying a nickel in federal income taxes.
Collecting taxes from people who owe them and are dodging taxes by using loopholes, using lawyers and accountants. Collecting those taxes will make our tax system fairer.
It is absolutely imperative that we end the obscenity of some of the wealthiest people in this country. I'm talking about multi-billionaires who in a given year pay nothing in federal income tax, not a nickel.
Bernie's been talking about the same damn issues for 4 decades.
We want national health care.
We need a single payer national health care program.
I bet you're wondering, how the hell are we the richest country in the history of the world, and yet we still don't have a universal health program? The short answer? Corporate greed. This is H. John Benjamin, and yes, I am still talking about healthcare in America. In the 1930s, FDR proposes a new deal to help combat unemployment during the Great Depression. And although he tries including a national plan,
right to adequate medical care, the opportunity to achieve and enjoy good health.
he's faced with lobbyists like the American Medical Association, the largest trade group for doctors. So he ends up dropping it like a hot potato. During World War II, employers are unable to offer wage increases, so employer-sponsored health coverage becomes a new way to compensate employees. That's great for some people, but it leaves out the unemployed, the retired, the disabled, or even folks whose bosses simply don't offer insurance, laying the foundation for the broken system we see today.
Program.
Some members of Congress don't like that and immediately fire up the fear-mongering rhetoric, calling the plan socialist, and even suggesting that it reflects the ideals of the Soviet Union, adding to the Red Scare hysteria that's already gripping the nation. And the AMA isn't about to miss out on the fun. They introduced their own plan in opposition, proposing private insurance options. They spend millions of dollars persuading people that insurance for profit is the way to go. And Truman's proposal dies. In 1961, President Kennedy introduces Medicare to help those 65 and over with hospital bills. And of course, the AMA tries to muck it up again. They pay then actor Ronald Reagan to record an ad against Medicare.
The key issue is we do not want socialized medicine.
And in 1963, President Kennedy is assassinated. So Lyndon Johnson takes on the fight.
All I have, I would have given gladly, not to be standing here today.
With the help of a Democratic Congress, President Johnson finally creates Medicare and Medicaid, giving the federal government a role in taking care of the elderly, disabled, and poor. In 1 year, nearly 20 million seniors in more than 12,000 hospitals enroll in a new Medicare program. In 1971, Senator Edward Kennedy proposes to take Johnson's accomplishment even further with a national plan that would include all Americans. But Nixon shoots that down.
This is a private enterprise one. All the incentives are toward less medical care.
In the 1980s, Reagan...
I forgot what I was going to say.
He cuts Medicare, Medicaid, and loosens regulations so more private companies can profit from your health care. Bill Clinton tries to reverse the damage and proposes a middle ground solution that mixes universal coverage and private insurance.
To have a combination of private market forces and a sound public policy.
This plan goes nowhere. But Clinton does manage to pass the children's program, CHIP, for kids 18 and younger.
Since I signed the CHIP program into law, 2.5 million children have been able to get insurance through this program.
George W. Bush then modifies Medicare to include an optional program called Medicare Part D, which uses private companies to cover the costs of prescription.
Thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
Seniors, beware of Republicans bearing gifts. The day the president signed a Trojan horse.
Around that time, the conversation surrounding healthcare slows down in America quite a bit because, well...
American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq.
It isn't until campaigning starts in 2006-2007 that talk about healthcare picks up again. March 23, 2010, President Obama signs the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare.
And there was much rejoicing.
Just kidding. Of course not.
Obamacare is a disaster.
Train wreck.
Families don't even feel like they have...
Prior to the Affordable Care Act, about 1 in 7 Americans were denied health coverage due to pre-existing conditions like asthma or cancer. With Obamacare, all Americans are mandated to buy insurance with the help from the government. And with Trump, that mandate was repealed, undercutting the core of the ACA. By the time 2020 campaigning rolls around, everybody's talking about a radical, bold, new idea.
Medicare for all.
Medicare for all.
Medicare for all.
Medicare for all.
Medicare for all, single-payer system.
In fact, the first 45 minutes of the second Democratic debates is entirely dedicated to whether or not we're ready to move to a single-payer healthcare system.
You don't know that,
Second
Bernie.
of all,
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and I wrote the damn bill.
But the reality is, Medicare for all is not new. In fact, our man, the one and only Bernie Sanders, has been fighting to implement healthcare for as long as he's been in politics.
And what we have got to do is move toward a single-payer system, which essentially says to the 1,500 private insurance companies, thank you, you've had your day, we can no longer afford to keep you.
Bernie once said in a 1986 interview that he
will continue to rock the boat until justice is done.
And true to his word,